Hey guys, Ted here, and I wanted to do a little squat routine for you because I've had a lot of people asking, how do I get my hips a little bit more open? So here you go. So the first thing that we're gonna do is kind of take what I call a standing frog. So you take your feet out a little bit, and I always like to have the knees right above the ankles if possible, and a gentle press wide. So most people can kind of do this and get to this spot, and then a little side to side, right? So a little bit of a side to side. Now if your hips are tighter, like mine, you're gonna feel this inner thighs. If your hips are more open, you're not gonna feel this here at all, but you may feel it on the lower calf and hamstring, lower calf and Achilles, right? So if you feel that, that's fine to just kind of go side to side, creating more ankle flexion, so intenser ankle flexion here. And sometimes I like to kind of give it a little bit of a circular action, so I'm kind of pushing the knee out and then pushing the opposite knee out, and a little bit of movement, right? So there's some play in there. I know typically yoga, you're in one spot and you're working just one particular pose, but the more and more I'm learning about mobility, the more you want to be moving around a little bit. Find a spot, but then kind of grind a little bit. Not grind, like you don't want to hurt yourself, but you want to definitely push in different ways. So that's what we're doing here. All right, so the next step is just walking in a little bit. 3 steps to get to our squat. So now I'm in a little bit further from here, squatting down. So now that for me is as low as I can go. And I'm still gonna kind of move myself back and forth. Not as much circles now, but I'm leaning forward, and then kind of a little push and lean forward. And as I drop the hips a little bit lower, more intense stretch here, and just keep that happening. Ooh. So now at this point, some of you may starting to come up on the toes a little bit, which is why I have trusty little mat here, because our third step is going to be a little closer, but then down. So for me here, this is actually fairly easy for me and my hips and my ankles. But if it's not, if your heels are up in the squat, definitely have something behind or something beneath your heels to help you. And a little side and side, right? So when I say side, I don't just mean one side and the other side. I mean forward to one side and then forward to the other side. Again, stretching the hip, hamstring a little bit, adductors, but also creating more ankle flexion, stretching the calf, stretching the Achilles. Same thing. Forward. 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 If this is you, ultimately you want to get rid of this and hopefully get to a point where you can do the same thing here, comfortable this way. And then a little bit forward, and a little bit forward, and a little bit forward. And again, just kind of a little bit and a little bit. And over time, this gets a little easier and a little easier. And ultimately, you want to be able to spend 3, 4, 5 minutes or kind of an indefinite amount of time here in the squat. And billions of people around the world, this is just how they do things, all right? How they're eating and how they're doing whatever, weaving, whatever it is that they're doing. But it's actually really good for your body. And those 3 steps from the top to the middle to the bottom will help you, along with a little bit of side to side. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.